A three straight on, hits another one. His third triple of the half. The Warriors lead by 8 thanks to a 12-4 push.
You know when he's drilling threes, you're in good shape.
Now, back to Willard and Dibs on 95.7 The Game.
Remember in the great movie Hoosiers, how many times are we going to pass the ball? 4. How many times is GP2 going to shoot the ball? 4. How many are going in? 4. Good night for GP2, and we are so excited to welcome him in right away here to Willard and Dibs, which is brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer. You've heard the latest news, traffic, and weather, but there's something else you should hear. Consider getting COVID-19 booster as recommended by the CDC. GP2, we've been waiting for you, man. I don't know if you know this. We won't take offense if you don't. Do you know how big of a deal we've made you as a part of this show? Like, we use your drops from the beer incident in Indiana. You're like our favorite, man. You're a big deal around here.
I appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Love having you on, man. Excited and interested to hear what it is that's really working for this team. And spotlight you for a second. Draymond Green talked last night about, the real ones are the role players who can do it in the playoffs on the road. That means you must be one of the real ones. So how are you able to do that?
Just to stay ready, my whole career is just about, being ready, when my number is called. So just being ready and, having to trust my teammates trusting me, and, just being confident and going out there and trying to make plays for my team.
Making plays on both ends of the floor, knocking down threes, as Mark mentioned, 4 of 4 offensively last night. But it's the defense that really strikes so many of us. Your length, your ability to guard 1 through 5. How much fun it is playing defense with Draymond, behind Draymond, and really on a defensive mentality-based team.
It's amazing. Like I said, he's our leader. He's our vocal leader. He's our defensive leader. He leads us in the battle, and we follow. And it's been amazing. It's been so much fun, playing side by side with him, being in pick and rolls with him, and he's just communicating and leading our defense. It's just been so much fun, and it's really been the key point of our focus right now with our team and trying to push, get a nice little push here.
Gary Payton II with us here on Willard and Dibs, 95.7 The Game. GP, there was a nice cover story on you a couple of days ago, and the quote that ran was, "They let me be me," in talking about the Golden State Warriors as a franchise and why you've been able to find a role here. Expand on that if you would. What did you mean in terms of what the Warriors allow you to do?
They just don't want me to be nobody else. They don't want me to, focus on my shooting or just focus on one thing. They just let me be me on both sides of the ball defensively. They let me, they trust me in my instincts and my knowledge on that end to, make plays for my team. And on the other side, they tell me to be aggressive, and they let me cut and play the dunker and do what I like to do is get behind the defense, make plays.
Which is more fulfilling? Because I love watching you play the dunker, but quietly now I'm becoming a huge fan of that nice, long, languid lefty stroke. What's better to do? Because I've never done either in the NBA. Is it more fulfilling to get that back cut dunk or be able to stroke down that long three?
The dunker is like home for me, and I like to work back there, and it's fun, to get behind the defense and, set screens and whatnot and just do stuff behind the defense. So I probably just like the dunker. But shooting's pretty fun, though.
GP, we've got to ask. I've got to know. Take us behind the scenes, man. What happened with the butt pat with Jokic the other night? Take us through the whole thing.
No comment.
No comment? wait a minute. See, now, come on, because the next day, I'm like, and I'll share with you, Gary, I've had some conversations outside of the station with friends who are like, Mark, you're wrong. I said the butt pat is a part of sports. You can't be offended by the butt pat. So, I mean, it was surprising to me that he reacted that way. Were you surprised?
Yeah, like you said, it's just, it's a part of sports, just be like, you're playing well, keep going, but, everybody don't take it like that, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, it was coming on the heels of a fantastic blocked shot of the Joker at the rim. Maybe that's why he took a little bit of offense. And, again, last night, Mark and I were talking about how Bones was starting to maybe give it to you a little bit as Denver took the lead. As somebody who, not that you're a big trash talker, but there's some back and forth that you get into on the court. What was that last night where Bones was starting to chirp and then you guys came back and got the win?
No, it's just the competitiveness in Bones. Actually, Bones came in for a pre-draft workout in Golden State, and everybody loved him. He was talking and getting buckets and doing what he does. So I know that with Bones, and I know he's going to chirp. If he gets going, I like it. I take on the challenge, but it was just all competitiveness in that.
Does that change outside of the regular NBA game even more in the playoffs when you do have to see the same group 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row? And how do you manage that?
Yeah, you get tired of those guys. You get tired of seeing those guys. But you know them. You know what they're trying to get to. At the end of the day, you know what they're trying to get to and who they're trying to put in, what action and whatnot. But yeah. After a while, we get sick of guys.
I can imagine, especially if a series goes 6 or 7. It's easy to not be as sick of them when you're up 3-0. But it's got to be fun for you to go around the league now, being where you are. I mean, having played for a number of different teams and struggling to catch on, and now you're a key piece on a championship contender. Does it allow you to maybe take a step back and breathe a little bit easier, knowing now that you are much more cemented in the association?
Not quite. We've still got a lot of work to do to finish off this season. That's been phenomenal. But it does feel good to be used and to be used in meaningful games and and really just be myself and let me go out there and play basketball how I know how to play. So that means a lot.
GP2 with us on 95.7 The Game. Gary, a number of years ago, sort of randomness led to me. I got to meet Jerry Rice Jr., Jerry Rice's son, who was an NFL wide receiver, and he spoke about the difficulty of sort of living up to that name when you walk into a room and a team sort of is expecting you to look like Jerry Rice. What's your story with that dynamic and sharing the name of a Hall of Famer?
I go about it and, just having the same name as my dad is just, I had a completely, totally different route than he did. There's things that he won't understand in my career and there's things that I won't understand in his career. And people got to understand that, and I think people have started to figure that out, that, I carved my own way, however that was, whatever that looked like, and, he did too, so I didn't try to follow his footsteps in that regards, but I just tried to path out my own path, and just take it on. And whatever I was dealt with, I took, and whatever opportunity that was presented to me, I just took on.
Hopefully you're feeling the love here in Golden State, because talking to fans like Mark and I do all the time, you are immediately a fan favorite, and one of your teammates is becoming a super fan favorite, Jordan Poole. What's it been like for you as a teammate watching Jordan Poole emerge and explode this season into a real superstar in the league?
Oh my God, it's exciting, just from the beginning of the season, just from, playing against Jordan in the bubble, last year, and then the G League bubble, just to now. And then since I've been here, he's just a non-stop worker, a workhorse. And, he's so young and so talented, and he really took on the challenge, that big gap when 30 went down for a little bit. And, he helped us win games, and he's just carried on, and his confidence is getting more and more and more. And he has, those 3 great vets, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, that's giving him confidence. And, he's working out with Steph and Clay and getting shots up and whatnot, and just boosting his confidence. And that's just carrying over. He's just been a tremendous piece to our puzzle right now.
Gary, speaking of 30, what does it mean for this team that Steph has been willing to come off the bench? Everybody keeps saying, Steph coming off the bench is just, at the end of the day, we have that unit that's going to finish the game, however they want to start it.
either or. Everybody's coming in ready. Steph, just coming off the bench just shows how much he's putting the team in front of himself, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. So whatever he wants to do, I'm sure it's going to work.
What's it like having 30 on the bench? Because every time they cut to him on the camera, it seems like he's fidgety, he's edgy, he's like a kid, he's up, he's pacing, he's down. It's got to be pretty interesting watching 30 be a part of the bench crew.
No, yeah, 30's bench mob right now. We're loving it. I know he's anxious to get out there because usually he can get straight to it. But he's from bench mob, and I know he sits over there. He's just excited because it's we're having so much fun out there playing with each other. Seeing each other succeed. So that's just what it is.
GP2 right here with us, Willard and Dibbs, 95.7 The Game. Before we let you get back to your rest and your preparations for Game 4, we got to have a little fun with what happened in Indiana earlier the year. We call this the Big Finish, by the way, with Gary Payton II. And just to refresh everybody's memory, a couple of the bites that have become a very, very central piece of this show when accidentally bumped into some fans there in Indiana, knocked over a beer. Here's of course the bites that we use all the time.
My fault.
Okay,
What'd you have? A Truly?
Yeah, they're so GP, come on. The first question, how did you know it was a Truly so quickly?
No, because I picked up the can and I seen it was a Truly. It was a strawberry lemonade Truly, and I already understood. I seen it in his face, and I said I understood. I said I got you. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll get you another one.
No, it's perfect because then you came back with, can we get him another beer? Which was just, you were so sensitive to the plight because having grown up around the league, that beverage isn't cheap, right?
No, yeah, exactly. It's not cheap, and I already understood it. And, he's trying to get a nice little buzz, and I had to make sure he got that.
No, it's incredible. And just so you know, anytime I do anything in the world now, it's immediately my fault.
My fault.
Yeah, that's a party foul. We call those party fouls in my house.
No doubt. And that's, I have 11 more questions, but I'll give you question number 2. When you're looking to unwind after a game or whenever you're just chilling, what is your favorite beverage of any variety?
I like wine. I like to drink a cab.
A cab.
Okay.
And are you into pairing it or just whatever? It's a cab.
No, this is just a cab.
Yeah, I got you. All right, and then speaking truly, where did you learn the art of trash talking? Was it from Dad or someone or somewhere else?
No, yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be from Dad. It started there, and that's where it was introduced to me too. I'm pretty sure, and then just from there, it just opened up the whole floods.
And is that where the defensive focus and the ferocity comes from, too? Because I remember watching your dad and just the look on his face like, I'm going to stop you, I'm going to shut you down. And you have that same sort of intensity.
Yeah, it has a little bit to do with that. And, just coming back, growing up, spending summers in Oakland with my cousins, hanging out, them just making me tough and whatnot, and playing and just messing around. So, I just kind of put two together.
Gary, thank you so much for jumping on with us and taking time out of your day in a playoff series. And if any of our questions were stupid, then our fault.
No worries.
Okay, bud. Thanks for doing it, man.
Appreciate you guys having me.
All right, there he goes. GP2 on Willard and Dibbs.